Hey guys, we're back here. I'm with Jonathan and Sjohn. They were just playing for us at our feature match. How you guys doing today?
Doing well.
Excellent. Pretty good. Excellent. Yeah. So no, we just sat and watched you guys play some amazing, very, very crazy games of Netrunner. Both of you guys had some very tough calls to make during the course of the game, on both sides. So I'm going to jump right in here. So on the very first game, we saw your Palena deck versus Sjohn's Val deck. So, you know, Val's very common usually in this meta. What was your game plan? What was your plan of attack versus a Val deck like this?
Well, we have some people playing Val in Florida, and I found that, I mean, obviously Blackmail's a thing. Yeah. Caprice doesn't really pull its weight anymore. So when I made the deck at like midnight, I decided, let's just take all the uniques out and put a ton of damage in it.
Nice.
And try to have them waste those Blackmails.
Right, and that actually paid off a lot in your favor because I was noticing in the beginning of the match, you know, there's usually a lot of face checks. Sjohn, not knowing what you were playing, was very careful. I think once he saw that first Hokusai, it basically gave you, you know, because you got a brain trust out of that exchange. He had to kind of back off and say, wait a minute, this is not what I expect. I have no idea what this guy's running. Was there any cards you felt like really did the most work for you during that game? What card do you think did the most work?
Honestly, I'd have to say either the Hokusai, which I was very surprised you didn't trash the first time in.
And then second, I didn't remove from game. There was some play mistakes.
And then the Tsurugi just...
Yeah. Yeah. And then I think actually very soon after you res at Tsurugi, he ended up hitting a shock and you nicked, or a fetal AI, and you nicked the Parasite.
The Parasite, yeah.
And that was so sick. That was so sick. I bet after, we could visibly see you kind of sigh. You were like, yes. I mean, Sjohn, I mean, versus that matchup, you know, what was your plan going for it? When did you know or think that he had any kind of teeth in his Palena deck? What was the key trigger there?
Between the Tsurugi and the Hokusai.
Both?
Both.
If you had seen, do you think if you had just seen only one of them, you would have jumped to that conclusion?
Probably with the Hokusai.
Okay.
I mean, definitely the Temujin's what?
Yeah.
Set flags and the Hokusai locked it in.
Yeah, that's Tsurugi, yeah, for sure. So then let's switch it back up to the the next game. You were on the NEH Russian NEH deck list.
Right.
You were on Gabe. So I saw a lot of super early aggression. You started off fantastic with that Temujin, just gaining credit after credit after credit. The point I think that stood out to me the most was the tiny binary ice. The little tiny binary ice, the quandaries and the vanillas.
Yep.
So in general in the tournament today, are you guys noticing that that's the thing that's stopping a lot of players?
Yeah, it's the NEHs I've played against, it seems to be the thing, and that's why I brought the NT instead of like a paper clipper or corroder.
Yeah.
But that quandary. That quandary.
No, yeah, when we did see you eventually got the Eater and you were able to apply some pressure there, but I mean by then Sjohn had the shipment from Sansan in play. There was a key play here I'm going to bring up here, and I think that the chat had also been blowing up a little bit. It was during the turn where you had Sjohn and advanced assembly lines installed, and I want to say you had...
It was behind the little engine. That way I knew he wouldn't run at it.
Right. It was behind the little engine. And then he proceeded to play a Temujin and run archives to gain the money from the Temujin. And in the middle of the run...
Well, no, not in the middle of the run. No. You can't play it.
It was right after.
As soon as they played Temujin, I went assembly line for the ice.
Which just basically just shut off that Temujin almost immediately. That play, by the way, was I will say it again. The chat thought that play was just sick because it definitely cut off that economy. What was your plan when that happened? What was your immediate like you had to shift gears somehow? So what was the plan from there?
Well, so I ran it, hit the little engine. I'm like, well, now I know where the little engine is. I saw on top of R&D.
Yeah.
And then I saw his credit pool was low, and it's like, well, let's go back to R&D, and maybe the agendas will be there. Right.
Yeah. No. The more I watched the game, it was pretty clear that there were very small moments that you guys had to get a huge advantage. In a lot of cases, it seemed like a coin flip. I'm wrapping it up here for you guys. But effectively, I know that during your game, you had this Cerebral Overrider installed that you were playing as a trap. I could see on Sjohn's face on the stream, he looked at it. He looked at his hand for multiple minutes and said, "I should go. I think that's an agenda. I think it is an agenda. I'm not sure, but I think it is." And then he psyched himself out. He didn't do it. in the same way how you looked at, the same thing. You had the same old thing in your hand. He had the little engine res. You said, maybe I should just inside job this. Maybe this is the play here. And, I mean, I think this is – both of you, hesitated. And I think, to me, that makes a great Netrunner game. When you put your other player in a position to make really hard decisions like that, it's fun to watch. It spells out a great game. And I on behalf of the chat, everyone here, I want to thank you guys. That was a fantastic display. You guys did a great job. Both of you had great games that were very fun to watch. Thank you guys so much. And I really the best of luck of you for the rest of the tournament.
Thanks so much.
All right, thank you.
All right, guys.